So Armani, welcome to Belgrade. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling good. Got a big game coming up, so I'm excited. Yeah, excited to be a part of this team and continue this journey this season.
The big game is against Crvenom Zvezda. It's an important time of the year. So what are your expectations out of the game?
Yeah, I know. We played them earlier, so we know they're a really tough team. They've gotten a lot better since the first time we played them. But, you know, we're continuing to grow, so it'll be a great environment, great atmosphere to play in. And I'm just excited, you know, with the group of guys we got going into the game. I'm excited, and we just want to go out there and execute our game plan and try to steal this tough road win.
You mentioned the environment. It's 20,000 fans, the biggest arena in Europe. So you played obviously in front of Partizan fans. Tomorrow it's going to be Zvezde fans. What were your first impressions when you entered that building, when everybody was booing?
Man, it's the hostility, you know. It's like you're a villain. And, you know, sometimes like you got to embrace that, though. You got to embrace that role. And those are the environments that, like, as a player that you live to play in. So you try not to let it overwhelm you, because at the end of the day, it's just 20,000 people who love basketball, and you love basketball as well. So, you know, you just try to go out there and have a good game and go out there and compete and not let it get to you too much.
Can't the European atmosphere be compared with anywhere in the States?
Nah, I don't think so, honestly. Maybe big college environments would probably be the closest, but like in the NBA, it's just completely different atmosphere. And, you know, they're unique in their own way, but these atmospheres are insane.
Yeah, Armani is obviously your first European team. You had a great stint here so far, and how did you get used to the European basketball really? Yeah,
just the veterans that we have on our team. I didn't really know what to expect. I tried to mentally prepare myself, you know, for like the physicality and like the interest, insight to the game. But you got to have good vets, and luckily I have Zach, Fabian, Siobhan, you know, guys that are just helping me out and giving me advice every day, the whole season. And you know, that's really helped me, and it's continuing to help me grow as a player.
Did you have any thoughts about heading into the unknown before the start of the season?
Yeah, for sure, because, you know, it's my first season over here, so for me it's like a new experience. Every day is like a first. So it's great to just be able to, you know, have a coaching staff, have teammates that believe in me, and just continuing to work and, you know, trusting the process, and just seeing how far we can take this thing with this group of guys.
Yeah, and obviously here, when you arrived, Ettore Messina was waiting for you, one of the biggest names in European basketball. So how is he as a coach? Great
coach, you know, game plans are really specific. Our defensive execution has to be on par, and that's the biggest thing, you know, is just locking in on the details. He's a very detail-oriented coach, and you know, he loses his mind if you don't pay attention to those details. So that's something that as a player you have to continue to work on. And but once you get used to it, working on those details and knowing the little parts of every game plan, you can really thrive.
Did you have a coach as tough as that when you were in the NBA?
NBA? No, probably not, honestly. But my college coach was Coach Sampson, was pretty big on details too. It's a little different because, you know, I was like 17 at the time, so it's a lot different, but it was great.
Yeah, so obviously it's a 34-game schedule. Every game matters. That's the model of the EuroLeague.
Yeah.
And so how do you separate that from the NBA where 82-game schedule is played?
Yeah, I think every game just holds a little more importance because you know there's only 34 of them. In the NBA, the games are important, but there's so many of them that, like, if you lose, like if you let a game slip away, it's like, okay, we could try to make up for it on the back end. But here, like, if you let a game that you're supposed to win slip away, it's like a big deal. And I didn't really get that at first. Like, I was like, it's just but like it matters because like the point differential for like playoff and everything. So like every game really does matter, and you have to approach every game that way.
So was it weird seeing that you have 3 different competitions to play in? The Cup, the Super Cup, 4 actually. Cup, Super Cup, the League, and the EuroLeague.
Yeah, it was a little confusing at first because it's just a lot to keep up with. But once you kind of get used to it, it's kind of the same thing. You know, you at least have 2 games every week for the most part, sometimes 3 with double weeks. And the Cups are at the start of the season and kind of halfway through the season. So those 2 kind of can, you know, follow it. You know exactly what to expect. But yeah, the hardest part probably is the switching of the basketballs. That's probably the hardest thing. Like Thursday night you shoot with the EuroLeague ball, and then Sunday afternoon you shoot with an Italian league ball.
Balls.
Yeah, so that could be it's probably the biggest adjustment every game.
And obviously, Kitom Langfordom, you have a connection with him. He played in Milano for many years, and he's considered a legend. He was in the Roll of Honor. So did he have some word of advice when you arrived?
Yeah, for sure. The first thing I did when I found out that I was going to come here was text him and just ask him for advice about, you know, the city, playing for this club, adjusting to the game, and you know, we still talk to this day. You know, he reaches out to me, I reach out to him whenever I have any questions. So yeah, it's great to have someone that, you know, played over here at a high level for a really long time, and then, you know, he just so happened to play for the same club. So it's great to have someone like you that you can reach out to whenever you need anything, and you know, always look out for you.
And how do you know him?
I actually met him one day at Lifetime Fitness. I was just working out, and I think he was like doing the sauna or something, and he just came into the gym and saw me working out, and he asked me to play him one-on-one, and that's how we met. And ever since then, we just kind of kept in touch with each other, and just been following each other.
Just pure competitiveness.
Pure competitiveness, that's it.
Yeah, and obviously, it's like with every Euroleague team, there's a Partizan and Zvezda presence, and Milano is no exception. Yeah, Freddie Gilespi played for Zvezda last year, Zach Ledej 3 years here in Partizan. So is there any talks about that, maybe kind of friendly jabs?
Yeah, they definitely take jabs at each other in the locker room all the time. Zach and them they'll just discuss like things that happen during the games, things that happen off court, because, you know, it's a really big rivalry between those two. So, you know, it's great to hear some of their stories from their time that they got to play against each other.
And obviously now there's only 6 games left to the end of the season. It's not a marathon anymore, it's a sprint. What do you expect out of them?
Just approach every game like it's your last. Our motto has been, we got a playoff game, and we got a playoff game tomorrow, so we got to approach it like a playoff mindset, like win or go home, basically. And you know, I feel like we got to do that without trying to put too much pressure on ourselves. But I think, you know, we got a group of guys that have been tested in this league, and you know, succeeded at a high level in this league. So I'm comfortable knowing that we're going into battle with those guys.
That would be it, Armani. Thanks for taking the time for Sportal, and good luck till the rest of the season.
Appreciate it. Thank you.